Okay. Talk about a couple of movies. Haven't done this in a while. Um, I can't read anything. I usually do some book reviews, but I just cannot. I'm afraid to start a book because I can't finish them. I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of burnt out. Um, the Revenant. Leonardo. I was going to say DiCaprio. It was DiCaprio. Say his name right. Story about. I'm not going to tell you what everyone knows what the movie is about, but it's about Hugh Glass. The story of Hugh Glass. I'm a big fan of Hugh Glass. I've read the books. I did not read The Revenant, but I read the other books. Love Mountain Man. Love the whole thing. I probably spent 3 years. That's all I bought from Amazon. I don't know how many books I bought on Mountain Man. So I'm a bit biased coming into this thing. And the story, I mean, was this an Academy Award winner? I think it won an Academy Award, or he did. Is it a good movie? It's a good movie. Is it great? I wouldn't call it great. The reason I bought it, and I waited till it was on sale, I wasn't going to buy it new because they were just wanting too much money for it. I saw a portion of this at my folks' place, okay? And the cinematography, the way they filmed it, some of these expanses of the snow and the ice was just beautiful. That really impressed me. Just the way it was shot. It was different than other, Indian movies and all this kind of stuff. It was filmed, that was really well done. And to me, it was new. That was some new stuff going on there. So I really liked the way it was filmed. Tom Hardy, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Cannot act his way out of a wet paper bag. Okay, I don't know what it is about him. I've got several movies here that I can't even finish them. I don't know what that guy's deal is. But okay movie, not great, but the film, like you said, filmography or cinematography, however they explain that, just beautiful. Try to buy it used and on sale. You don't send him too much money. I'll point this out. This is actually not a movie. This was a TV series. I was going to do a video just on this. This was like last winter, I believe. I picked this up at Walmart. I think I might have paid $5 for it. And this, I think to this day, is still the best $5 I spent on a movie in a long time. And you Canadians are going to know what I'm talking about. This, I remember when the pilot aired for this. It was a TV show. And I watched it. It was cute, kind of cool, this and that, But at that time, I believe it was in the 90s, I was too busy out drinking, hanging out at bars. I wasn't going to stay home and watch TV. But this was interesting. I think it lasted a season, then it got bumped, but then went everywhere else and did really well. Overseas, Canada, all this kind of thing. But this is actually a Canadian television show. Right here, due south. This, there's 67 episodes in this thing. And I watched this all last winter. And I was going to do a video on it last winter, I never got around to it. This was just awesome. This was a little corny at times, a little serious at times, but this was great. This is viewing pleasure right here, due south. It's a TV show. You can get these. This is the entire series. One of the best things to come out of Canada. Okay, here's one. Got this a while back. I got this summer. You might have seen this one. Hell or High Water. Bridges, Pine, and that other kid, Ben Foster. This kind of a low budget film. It wasn't any far out stuff. Really good. I liked that. I thought this was pretty good. Although what they're doing here, it's kind of a Robin Hood kind of deal. Banks are bad. They screwed over a lot of people, got their homes, this and that. And these guys just went and robbed them, took all the money back. And then were able to pay off their home they were in default on. So, they're criminals. But it's a great Nice little romantic story here. Hell or High Water. This is worth, I think I paid $5 for this or whatever. I've watched this several times. This is a good movie. Here's one. This was just, I just bought this like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. This was a surprise. I never, just the thought of it, never wanted to watch it. Because I thought it was going to be one of these overbearing, agenda movies. Trying to get you to think, kind of thing. And I think I'm impressed by this movie because it wasn't what I thought. I thought it was going to be one of these, and it wasn't. It was just a story about this guy trying to make some money. And this did really well. I'll just cut to the chase there. Dallas Buyers Club. Matt McConaughey is a cowboy, roughneck electrician, I think. Gets AIDS because of his lifestyle. He wasn't engaged, just out there partying like a madman. Gets AIDS, and then deals with, I think it's AZT. This is early on, like in the 80s. Goes to Mexico and kind of gets cured in a sense by this Mexican doctor down there. That gets him on vitamins and turns his immune system around. Meanwhile, people back at home are dying on this AZT. And but it never beats you over the head with, okay, sympathetic to the homeless, don't judge, all the typical stuff. I didn't see that there was no big political message here or anything like that. It's hard on the FDA, which I can, I'm sympathetic to, but this wasn't bad. That wasn't great, but if you're worried about, it's about homosexuals, it wasn't all that kind of stuff. It wasn't all bad that way. It was just about these people and the situation they were in, and the system wasn't, they had to go outside the system to save their lives. Anyhow, this was actually worth watching. Dallas Buyers Club. This is an old one, if you've ever seen this, Bubba Hotep. This is hilarious. I won't go into detail on that one. Here's a $4 package of movies here. I just can't deal with Will Ferrell anymore. I just can't get past his idiotic politics or whatever. Movie here, this thing here, sucked. Due Date. Downey Jr. and this guy here. This was a spin-off of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is a great movie. This is not. This sucked. Now, for years and years I complained about this man, but he's in all my favorite movies, and so I had to start to lay off him. If I didn't like him so much, I shouldn't be promoting his movies, but I like it. This guy's good. This was, I enjoyed this. Kevin Costner. Okay. Draft Day. This was good. Professional football team, draft day, and they're picking players and swapping around and getting it all dialed up. The whole thing takes place, I think, in like a 24-hour period. But this was worth watching. Kevin Costner, Draft Day. Okay. Canada. I say Canada. I don't know if it's from Canada or not, but Goon. Okay. It's not slapstick. Okay. If I was really drunk, this would probably be funnier. But I think this kind of falls short. You kind of want it to be more, and it just never gets there. This is, anyhow, Goon. Now, a couple years back, I did a book review. This is the greatest book I ever read up to that time. I not say the greatest book, but it was the best written book. Okay, I like how certain books are written. I may not necessarily like the story, but how the author wrote the book, how he presented this thing, how it was put together, and the little tricks and stuff they do. And I thought this woman who wrote this book did so much in so few pages. Where some of my other favorite authors, it would have taken them 600 pages to pull off the story. She did it in 350, something like that. And it was at this point, it's still the best. Out of all the books I've read over the past couple of years, this was one of the best written books. Good story and all that, but just what she did, what she accomplished from a writer's point of view, trying to get the reader into it, was phenomenal. Okay, great book. The movie, not so good. I think my expectations were way too high. And if I were just to see, if I didn't read the book and I just saw the movie, what's the big deal? I don't know what was up with this thing. This kind of sucked minorly. I think that's it. That's my pile of stuff there. If you could find it, out of all this, the takeaway, and I should have did this video a long time ago. 67 episodes. Okay. This is just awesome. This is great on all accounts. This thing, it had everything in it. Everything, you know, the murder mystery, and sometimes they're out in the woods and all. Just awesome. Got a dog in it, for Pete's sake. So Wolf, I mean, you can't, this is a one-time deal. You got to go out and see this. Go buy it. Probably $5 or $6 at Walmart. Due south. Get all 67 episodes. You won't be sorry. Anyhow. Love you. God bless.